Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. And this is Kathy speaking. I hope that you're all doing well. Today is the fourth day of November of 2025. But remember that this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate for all of you. Also, whenever you view this message, the message could be important for you. So we're just before a full moon in Taurus, my dear friends, and that's going to take place roughly at the 13th, 14th degree of Taurus as the sun is transiting through Scorpio. I'd like to wish my Scorpio people a very happy birthday and a very prosperous and healthy solar return. Let's see what's playing out relative to the energies, because that's what we do with the messenger is here. We do read the energies. We'll be taking also the Moonology Oracle as we are just before a full moon in Taurus, whereas whatever's going to culminate, we may see it 6 months down the track until the completion of this bigger cycle. You may get an understanding in the next couple of weeks until we get to that new moon in Scorpio, what this full moon is and what we will be releasing, seeing, culminating. Look to the area of Taurus in your own charts as well, as we're not all on the same timeline. Taurus rules a particular area in your chart. That's where you're going to have some revelations, I would say, as the sun is transiting through Scorpio. So possibly secrets that will be revealed relative to money, finances, self-worth, your values, your resources, so on and so forth. So let's see what's playing out. We'll be taking the the Mystic Moon Oracles, as well as the Wisdom of the Oracle and advice from Spirit. So we're reading the energies. Let's see. As today we're using the Light Seers Tarot. You could see the deck right here if that interests you. This is by Chris Ann. Let's see energetically what's playing out around this full moon in the sign of Taurus. It is a moon that is ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Libra, a very strong position. Her rulership as well. So relationships, dealings with others will be very significant. It is a sweet full moon, and it's going to be a super full moon, so the emotions may be running high. Use your intuition. The sun is transiting through Scorpio. Very strong emotions. Scorpio is a fixed water sign. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So a lot to do with finances, being fixated on something. Something needs to culminate and be shown to us. So let's see what could possibly be playing out. Let's ask Spirit, ask the Divine for advice relative to what could be playing out. Let's see generally. Let's see what could be playing out. We've got a King of Cups, Five of Wands, Ace of Wands, a lot of passion, a lot of desire, a lot of creative energies, and we've got a King of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. This could speak to conflict relative to a passionate new beginning, the light coming on, the light bulb. Could be internal conflict, could be external conflict, could be something creative that you're hoping to manifest, working with a group of people where you may not be on the same page. The potential here is for success recognition, but you need to be emotionally open, right, and mature. King of Cups being Scorpio more so. It needs to be emotional balance and working well with others. Remember, Venus is in Libra. Could speak to partnerships, business, as well as relationships. Right, this could also be conflict because King of Cups, as I said, is Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio individual, or it's the energies of someone that is not open emotionally, not mature enough, ready to be emotionally sacrificing, let's say, or vulnerable. but there's a burning fire relative to, you know, whether this could be a connection, an emotional connection, or even more a sexual connection, if this is relative to relationships, partnerships, well, romance, let's say, because the King of Cups being Scorpio, Scorpio is very driven sexually, wants to connect emotionally and physically really deeply. That's what Scorpio is all about. And there could also be conflict relative to this King of Cups' true emotions. There could be fear, anxiety about being open vulnerably, as I said, or the reality of a situation relative to a connection that you're in. There is an opportunity here with the Ace of Wands where the light may come on. We'll see. We'll see if these energies are playing out within the reading as well. Let's take the cards and see what the energies are. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. What's going on? We've got a lot of changes ahead of us, dear friends. A lot of changes as we're coming up to a Mercury retrograde as well. Jupiter is going to retrograde. Venus is going to enter Scorpio and square off to Pluto. That could be manipulation where love and intimacy and truths are concerned. Hopefully, because Pluto in Aquarius does bring truth, and this is, for me, an Aquarius energy. Someone's racing to catch up with time. Someone's racing to get somewhere, to go from point A to point B. That could be physically, it could be emotionally, but more so it's also the perception of running out of time, possibly. Let's see, something could be on the rocks at this time with this full moon in Taurus. And Taurus is about fixed values, security, where love is concerned, where what we love is concerned, who we love is concerned, a security within a love connection. What is it that we, because Taurus rules the mouth and the neck, and of course air is about communication and perception. Maybe there's been an illusion or misconception or misunderstandings. Remember, Neptune and Saturn, they've gone back to Pisces. We're revisiting an old story. And so obviously we're being taken back. We need to see something more clearly. Something is coming to a halt. Remember, full moons can be stressful, and it is going to be very close to the earth, so the emotions could be running wild relative to financial stability, as well as stability in relationships, in how we relate to others. Remember that Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is love, self-worth, peace, value, pleasures, all these things. It could be anything to do with a feel-good energy, right? The five senses is Taurus. Let's see. Okay, you've been invested in something. Either you or the person you're here watching this reading for, investing in something, trying to catch up in time, trying to reach a deadline relative to an investment, whether it's financial, whether it's personal, emotional, right? Seven of Pentacles is a stuck energy. It's, I've invested myself the past 7 years or the past 7 months. You see the tree of life here that's growing. The roots go really deep into the earth, right? So it speaks to practical matters, and Capricorn is the effort or the maturity that you've put in, or what you're trying to reach, to manifest. It could be a career move. Some of you may be looking at investing your money in a particular situation here, or even your life, right? You've invested yourself in a certain, because the tree with the deep roots could also be a long-term connection. It could be the tree for me is like a spiritual connection, a past life connection. The tree can also speak to health as well as family. So these issues may also be some parts of what's going on for you here. So we shall see. Remember that Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so change is not easy. And releasing, because a full moon is all about releasing something that one has pursued or invested themselves in, is not going to be easy. And just in a couple of days after this full moon, Uranus is also going back to Taurus. So we, our world, our stabilities, our emotions are going to be rocked. It is a positive full moon, but nevertheless, it is a full moon. So something is necessary to be viewed, to be seen, to be revealed, which will help release something that may be holding us back from a certain situation or holding us stuck. Let's see. Remember that the Knight of Swords could be communication. It's quick communication, revelations. It could be anything legal as well. We've got the Hermit. The Hermit being Virgo. It's a major arcana, so it is very important. Someone's gone within, or they've stopped communicating, or they're searching for that inner light. They're internalizing the energies right now, seeking guidance, whether from their higher self or from someone who holds the wisdom. Remember, the Hermit could be an advisor, could be someone that is very mature, very knowledgeable. It could be anything to do with health as well, whether it's physical or emotional health. Remember that Virgo is where the south node is transiting, the south node of the moon. This is what we need to sort of release and look towards the north node in Pisces, which is where Saturn, Neptune are, and forming an amazing aspect over to Jupiter and Cancer. It's, even though this is a full moon in Taurus, and Taurus is a yin energy, it's a feminine energy, and Virgo obviously being earth as well, this full moon is actually going to be in a wonderful aspect over to the south node in Virgo and to the north node in Pisces. Pisces is a sign ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in Cancer, so beautiful flowing water trine, as well as the water signs that are being behooved, as well as the earth signs. So it's got to do with the past and the present. It's like the decision. Someone is stumbling upon a decision, whether to hold on to a past situation, maybe that was unhealthy, maybe you were of service too much, not discriminating, not discerning, I wanted to say, and always showing up. Virgo is the sign of service, which could be something affecting your daily life, your work life, where you've given too much. Opposite is Pisces, right, which is unconditional love, not seeing clearly. Possibly here, this full moon will bring the light, whether from outer or from inner, that something is coming to a completion point. The Hermit is a 9. Or that's the advice that you're getting externally. Let's see what else is going on. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, a Virgo card as well. This could be relative to work or with someone that you're connecting through work. We've got the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. There's transition, movement, forward momentum. It's interesting, 7, 8, and 9 we've got here. So maybe July, August, September were important months, or just look to the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th of November, as I do see, especially the 8th of November, it's like a portal, an open portal for me, right? It is the day of the archangels, the 8th of November. So if you're seeking guidance, send your questions and your dilemmas. Ask for advice, look for the signs, you will receive them. Okay, an Eight of Pentacles is someone that is not stalling anymore, but ready to put in the work after they've received the guidance, the light. They know how to heal a situation, whether it's an emotional connection, right? Whether it's an emotional dilemma, or even a practical dilemma, okay, in your daily life, in your life of health, whatever is healthy for you and whatever you're doing. Remember the South Node in Virgo, this is what we release, look towards the more spiritual and unconditionally loving Pisces area of our charts. Look to the area of Pisces and Virgo. Where are the eclipses? This is where the eclipses have been happening. Now Mars entering Sagittarius is going to be triggering all the eclipses that we've been going through since late 2024, relative to Virgo, Pisces, and even the mutable areas of our charts. So the mutable signs, of course, are also Sagittarius and Gemini. And we're going back, we're heading back, as there's something that needs to be completed, something that needs to be healed, something that maybe we've been ruminating over. Hopefully the clarity will come with this full moon in Taurus, okay, and the sun transiting through Scorpio, which, and we've got lots of blessings, lots of divine source help. We talk about that a lot on Patreon. If you're not a patron here on Divine Debut 11, do consider joining us. The astrology month ahead is up. The full moon in Taurus is up. So, you know, forewarned is forearmed. So if you know what's going on up there, you know how that reflects down here in our 3D lives. Let's see what's coming after the Eight of Pentacles. We've got very strong Virgo energies, and remember the full moon in Taurus is in good aspect. Okay, so this is helping us to release any dilemmas, anything that was unhealthy that we were stuck with relative to the past, to move towards our collective future. This is the collective, these are the collective nodes of the moon, which are the collective fate and destiny. There's the star ahead. The star, the wish fulfillment, the hope is still there. It's still alive. So Aquarius also comes through. Interesting, we've got Virgo, Aquarius. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and they're going to be in opposition to each other, which could be like a full moon again. So this is like the logic versus the madness, the seeing the bigger picture, not getting stuck on the little details. What is it that we need to release? What is it that we may be shocked, surprised by? Because the star is also a wish fulfillment, possibly in the future. It could be signifying the time of Aquarius, which is going to be a very significant time. We're going to have the first eclipse in the sign of Aquarius, a new moon in Aquarius on the 17th of February, which is being triggered around about now. So that's a very significant time looking forward. But even looking at Virgo, Aquarius and how they connect through the horoscope, the zodiac, there are dilemmas and things that we may not be sure about. Look for signs and synchronicities with the star. This could be a message that comes through social media, through the internet. It could be someone's truth. It could be the raw and naked truth, which that's how I see the star, which gives you some hope or some promise for the future, right? You see the light around this woman, and then the light is here as well. So something will be lit up that will be very promising. We've got the Page of Cups. This could be an offer. This could be a creative or a romantic offer, an apology, an unexpected message, right? With the Page of Cups, this is Pisces. We see the love heart here. There's still love here. There's still value. You're being valued. You're being acknowledged, possibly here. This could be good news relative to a creative venture, to something that you've always wished for. Remember that Neptune is the wish, the vision, the creativity, the dream, and Saturn there in Pisces next to Neptune is bringing the reality. Or is, Kronos is the lord of timing and karma. Maybe the karma has been worked on as Saturn and Neptune and Pisces. They're coming up to finish off a life story, obviously, as they're at the last degrees of the sign of Pisces. That story is coming to a culmination, a closing up, as we've already had a taste of what the new cycle, what the new chapter collectively as well as personally will be, as Neptune and Saturn have trialed in the sign of Aries, which is the warrior, the initiation, the new journey. Let's take a couple more cards on the Page of Cups here, and let's get a little bit more clarity. We've got the Eight of Wands, so there's transition, there's movement, there's power, there's aspiration, there's creativity, there's passion, and there's desire. Remember that Mars entering Sagittarius is going to trigger us to be more flexible. If you've been stuck with something, because Taurus and Scorpio, they are fixed signs, and this full moon will obviously trigger the fixed signs, which are also Leo and Aquarius, to make the changes. Just a moment. Someone is calling. Waiting on a courier telephone call. That's why I paused. It wasn't anything important, so let's continue. Eight of Wands. These could be messages. This could be a message of hope, of understanding, of a meeting. Let's get together. Let's talk about it. Let's meet up. Eight of Wands could be, you could be dealing with someone that is physically at a distance, or there's a lot of a desire to clear the air, because Pisces could be illusion, deception, miscommunication, and because there's obviously, remember, Aquarius is also the truth. Aquarius is also a sense of freedom. So this is like being released from something that you were stuck and in a dilemma with. So there may be movement or changes that are bringing in more clarity with the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands could be also love messages. It could be flight travel. This could be an invitation to visit a place that you've always wanted to visit, a person, or possibly also there's hope and there's promise, roughly, because we've got Pisces, Aquarius here, and of course Virgo, Pisces, as we've still got eclipses happening early next year in Virgo, Pisces, right? What else? And we've got the Five of Cups. To me, this is a card of not all is lost. The Five of Cups could be regrets relative to past situations, right? Usually in the Five of Cups, we see someone focusing on the past, but those two cups are still standing, and they are behind him. Right in this image here, we see her holding one cup that is upright. So this could be also self-love, and I'm getting that someone is more coming into their own self-love, right? Ace of Cups could be an opportune moment. So the Two of Cups could also be a dilemma. If you're in between two choices or two people, I think that someone has understood now what they need to do, and they're overcoming some dilemma through communication, through things that will be playing out around this full moon. What is this Knight of Swords about? Yeah, there's going to be a tower moment, an awakening, a revolution, a shocking moment. Something is shifting greatly. There's something that we're releasing, and it could also be because we've had Mercury and Mars connecting through Scorpio and squaring, not squaring, but connecting well to Pluto. I would say because there's been a lot of frustration, a lot of hidden mysteries and dilemmas. There's been a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. We've needed to manage our anger and hold our truths, or hold those knives. You know, words could be knives, words that have been blurted out, which can hurt, cannot be taken back. So I feel that there's been some sort of trigger here, whether it's been a mystery relative to communication or harsh communications. Let's take one more. And we've got the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles could speak to collaboration, or it involves third parties. Threes could be a crowd, obviously, so it could be involving third parties. But the Three of Pentacles for me is, think of it, it's the Empress, right? So maybe someone's losing their patience, and things are going to start to happen because of the stress around the full moon. And what's going to be revealed could be speaking to collaboration. There could also be some gossip, some information that's going to come through that could possibly bring some enlightenment. What is the Seven of Pentacles? It's the Six of Cups, which could speak to a soulmate connection, friendships, emotional balance, people and situations returning from the past. Someone's been very, very patient here, but I feel that they're losing their patience, and that's how the information is going to come through. That's how the ball is going to start rolling here. Six of Cups could also be a possible soulmate returning, wanting to collaborate, wanting to do the work, wanting to cooperate, and possibly also I'm getting someone extending the white flag. Let's make amends. I don't know if it's a friendship, it's a work colleague, but there's something connected to the past, and that's what the Six of Cups is, because someone may have been very nostalgic. We've got so many planets that will be retrograde now that, yes, past situations will be coming in. Now, Jupiter transiting from Cancer is in a challenging aspect over to Chiron. Jupiter retrograde will give us that opportunity to heal those open wounds, those wounds that we've been carrying from our childhood that have been triggered possibly in a situation now, possibly reminding you of something connected to the past. We've got the Hierophant, there it is. So we've got Taurus, Virgo, fixed energy. We need to be grounded. This is a full moon in Taurus. We need to be based in reality and not living in the dream, right? This is what we need to, yes, believe, hold on to the beliefs, that what you love and what is going to give you a lot of security, whether it's financial, emotional, family, hold on to those beliefs. Possibly also don't lose faith, but stay grounded, and we're needing to take off those rose-colored glasses. Maybe this full moon may be doing that, whether it's for you, whether it's the person you're with or dealing with, right? Now, someone sees the light relative to a contract, a marriage, a family situation, or someone is seeking sound advice and good advice from someone that is an elder. The Hierophant could be a mentor. Someone is seeing the truth. Look at the happy face here, and we see the stairs going up to heaven. These could also be messages coming from above, from an elder, someone that may have passed on, someone that was, the mentor for the family, the boss, the person in charge. So look out for signs and synchronicities as well. There's sound advice coming from above. Okay, let's take one more on that Hierophant. I want to take one more. those of you that are taking steps towards something that you're creating, something that you're investing yourself in. It could be work, it could be anything. Anything that you're creating. It could be an entrepreneurship, some sort of a business as well. Do seek sound advice if you've got any dilemmas. And that sound advice could also come from someone that you already know, someone that is that you hold as quite intelligent, or someone that holds that know-how. Okay, it could be, they could be in a professional position, or just, this could be just someone that's older that you trust. Let's take one more. And we've got the Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay, beautiful. So just the Ten of Cups and the stairway to heaven up there, which is, and we've got the stairs here. We're at the 9. Okay, and then we're at the 5 here. Interesting. 9 and 5 is 14. Again, because remember, this is a full moon in Taurus. So it does take me back to the 5, where the 5s do speak to changes. This could also be a shift, a major shift, and a major understanding as how we can get to our happy place. The Ten of Cups is emotional security, emotional bonding. It could be a promise of a wonderful partnership that will bring a lot of happiness and security. But it does speak to the future, right? And remember, this could also be something that is completing, because 10s do speak to an ace. We spoke about that Ace of Cups here. This is in actuality the Ace of Cups here. So major shift, big changes, big endings possibly. Some of you are coming, you're working towards an end to something that was not for your highest good. Many of us will be leaving something that's toxic. Remember, the sun is transiting through Scorpio. Someone that was trying to control you, to manipulate you. The full moon will give us clarity and sound advice through others, through our higher self. Because remember, the full moon is Venus. And Venus is actually on, the last degree of Libra. That's when we had a Venus-Sun conjunction. And back in 2022, in Libra, in her home sign, Venus was in the embrace of the Sun. So this could be taking us back to 2022. Someone's trying to make something right where something was wrong. So trying to mend, fix, revisit, and do things right. Do things in the right way, to bring that happiness, that emotional and even practical stability. So 9s, we've got some 9s here. 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look to those dates. They're very important dates, because there are going to be many astrological shifts with planets retrograding and changing signs. So the next few days after this full moon will be significant. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Just to remind us, this is the King of Cups. What is he sitting on? Lots of worries, stress, anxiety with the 9 of Swords. And the 2 of Wands, a choice, dilemma, an opening, an opportune moment for an opening. But there's a lot of worry, or even the adjustments that need to be made relative to inspiration, emotional connections, and even whether to trust in one's higher self. We've got the 3 of Cups here. 3 of Cups is a reconciliation, or involving third parties, or coming together, a group effort. Remember the 3 of Pentacles here. We go from the 3 to the 2. It's like someone is falling out of the equation here, but it's not going to be easy. With the 9 of Swords, there's a lot of stress, anxiety, sleepless nights. It could be anything. And there is the Ace of Cups. There is the potential here. The Ace of Cups is on the Queen of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. We know that she's very creative, very powerful, very magnetic, and she's the go-getter. She wants, first of all, she's self-loving. She's connecting with her friends. She's possibly revisiting a past situation, connecting possibly to a water sign. There could also be an air sign here because we do have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords could be Aquarius, Pisces individual, if not an air sign. So it's like taking a step back, going from the Knight to the Page. Pages are fresh energies. They're they're like children. Children need to play. Children are more trusting and more open and vulnerable. So remember, I was talking about someone being more vulnerable. Feels like it could be that this King of Cups is going to be someone that's going to be more open, emotionally vulnerable, and because they could be going through an awakening, a shocking moment. Let's see what the Monology shows us. For some of you, this could be someone who is a father, someone who is working through a separation process, making a choice to self-love. Not to say that they will be letting others down, but there's a bit of self-love and understanding that they need to be happy in their own skin, therefore to be able to give the happiness to their children, because we've got the Six of Cups and the Page here as well. And you see the Nine of the Hermit could be someone, it could be seeking advice or dealing with a professional here, some sort of an annulment, an ending, possibly putting in the effort to make the changes, to release anything toxic, any old situation which has been weighing a little bit heavily, needing to do things by the book, right? By, being conventional, being conventional and not being traditional. That's not an easy thing for this King of Cups, which is more than likely, well, conventional signs are the fixed signs, so Scorpio comes through. Let's see. We've got step out of your comfort zone, North Node. See, we've been talking exactly about that, because the comfort zone is the South Node in Virgo. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo, and that will not be happening until, obviously, the Leo season next year. Someone needing to find the guts to have the confidence to take leadership. You may be dealing with someone that holds strong Leo in their chart, and a new moon is promised. But remember, if you are dealing with a Leo, this full moon in Taurus is going to be squaring the Leo archetype. So whatever is going on, they're going to have to be ferocious, wild, strong, confident, to do the work that is, they're called to do at this time. And we've got bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. We did speak about that, right? And interesting, because we've got two new moons, so new moons do speak to powerful new beginnings. But we've got Leo and Aquarius, which are signs that are being squared by this full moon. And we spoke about the new moon in Aquarius, which is going to be an eclipse, a new moon, a very powerful new moon, on the 17th of February, roughly around Valentine's. So do bring love into the situation, it says, because Aquarius can be detached and cold and just very logical. So I don't know if you're dealing with someone that also holds the Aquarius truth-seeking, this is my truth and I will always stand in my truth whether it hurts or not. right? So logic above heart. That's Aquarius, logic, and Leo is heart. Maybe you've been dealing with someone that puts logic above heart. Let's see, but that may be changing now. We've got emotions are running high super moon, and that's exactly the full moon in Taurus. Emotions will be running high on this super moon. What's beneath that? You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. All these cards are speaking about new moons. So a seed is going to be planted. Maybe it's going to take 6 months. Who knows? Because we're closing up now. This is a culmination. It's a full moon. Let's see what the advice is. So obviously something needs to be ended, culminate, completed before a new moon, before a new seed can be planted, right? So, dear Spirit, please guide us. What is the advice around this full moon in Taurus, or whenever you receive this? Here and now, number 32, which is another 5. Let's read that. We see a portal opening. We see the past and the future. Remember how I was saying that this full moon will be in good aspect to the south node, which is helping us release the past, and a sextile, which is an opportune moment to move towards the north node, the collective north node, and we're all part of the collective. So it's happening in the here and now. Number 32. Okay, let's read the message. Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only the moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. For relationships, it's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now, one that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. And where prosperity is concerned, what you are working on is golden, and your efforts will leave a powerful legacy. Focus not on meeting a goal in the far-off future, but on creating your dream now, releasing your desire for an outcome and owning that it already exists. It will appear in the material world as if by magic. Claim your prosperity now. The essence is more important than the form. When you are immersed in prosperous thoughts, you automatically tune in to a sense of timelessness and unlimited potential. You can act as if, in spite of the temporary outer conditions, you are prosperous at this moment. What you think now becomes your reality. Stay present. That's a beautiful message. So they always do say, if you act as though you're prosperous or you're in a loving, equal relationship, that you can manifest that. So if you're negatively thinking this, you're putting up the blocks yourself. So trust in that. Let's see emotionally where we may find ourselves round about now. What's going on in the soul, in the psyche? What are we not conscious of that this full moon may be bringing to the surface? You know, those deep wounds, those deep fears relative to the psyche as the sun is transiting through Scorpio. This is what we need to release, to purge and let go of. The answer is yes. Fire. Fire is creativity, it's inspiration, it's passion. we've got awakening. We've got a masculine here. Whoever holds the masculine is going through an awakening. They're revving up with passion, desire, creativity, and they want to take action. Fire is action. New direction. They're following their heart. They're following with confidence. You see the sun there. The sun is all about following the heart, creating something, right? So the potential is, once something is released, the ability to create. That's what we'll be seeing in the next couple of weeks as we'll be heading up to that new moon in Scorpio. Release. There's the release that we were talking about. That's the Scorpio card. Unawakened. Releasing the unawakened. Now seeing clearly, I would say, relative to this divine masculine. And the ability to heal, to align those chakras, to align our life to what is best for us and what spirit wants for us. Tribe, aligning with the right tribe, friendships. Remember the social media, the star card speaks to people that align with you, your tribe. And compromise. Coming into balance, I'm going to take compromise as that. Not compromising anything to do with the past, not getting stuck in the past, but moving towards the future. Do not compromise this new direction. Do not let others take you back and keep you in an old story. It's all about forward momentum now, my friends. Contemplation. We see a divine masculine in a position of contemplation. They need some time with the Seven of Pentacles here. But even the changes that need to happen, if someone is not ready because they're fixed on something, fixated, and they keep thinking, Aquarius, thinking. If not Aquarius, it could be Gemini, it could be Libra. What's right? What's fair? Will I hurt others? Should I sacrifice for others? A lot of thoughts will keep you in the same position. The advice here is to move forward. Trust in your heart and trust that what is guiding you now will take you to prosperity. Okay? See, we see a little teddy bear here. This could be a father figure that's staying in a position for the security for their children, or these are wounds coming up from the inner child, open childhood wounds relative to some change. Because remember, we're talking about a fixed Taurus full moon. Refocus. There will be opportunities to return to the past and refocus, revisiting a situation, yes, from the past. And if someone is stuck in just thoughts, then that's what the Tower is going to be about. Because, okay, this full moon is going to be a full moon without Uranus. A couple of days after the full moon, Uranus enters Taurus. So this is a full moon. Spirit gives us the opportunity to close up a cycle, right? And if we don't, then Uranus entering Taurus will bring the shake-ups and the wow factors and the breakthroughs and help us get unstuck, because Taurus is the most fixed sign in the zodiac. All right, so emotions will be running high. We're stepping out of our comfort zone, right, and moving towards the North Node. Confidence is the key here. Confidence, but also love. Okay? Speak with love, think with love, and be in the here and now. That's what Spirit is telling us right here. So if you're wondering about timing, when will this message come? When will these messages come? When will this apology come? When will I have my wish fulfillment? I've got a new deck here. So let's take 3 cards, because there are many of you out there. So the timing will be different. Remember, there is no time where Spirit is concerned, but in our 3D lives, we do calculate time, and Kronos is the lord of timing and karma. So we'll take 3 different cards. Maybe also, before I take them, think for yourself. Choose 1, 2, or 3. Maybe that will be more spot on relative to the timing for you and your timeline. Okay, for me, I'm choosing number 3. You go ahead and choose the number that you want. Next summer, that's for number 1. Do pay attention to the numbers. That's a 13. 13 is the death card, right? 13 also adds up to a 4. 4 means family. That's where Jupiter is transiting through Cancer. So the full moon in Taurus, the moon rules Cancer, and Jupiter is in the sign of the moon. So big blessings, big opportunities, some hardships. The hardships will be to shake the past away wherever we've been stuck. Let's go to number 2. It's happening now. Number 54. That could be a house number, an age number. You can add up the numbers. So it's a 9 as well. So we've got like a 13, a 4, and a 9. Right? 54 could be an age. And number 3. June. And it's a 20, which equals a 2. It breaks down to a 2. 4 and 9 is 13, and 2 is 15. See, this 15 is the devil, Kronos. So we've got next summer, we've got it's happening now, and June for others of you. 20 is also the judgment card. Think about that, which is a resurrection, a moment of crisis, second chances. Okay, possibly in the month of June next year. And interesting. That's when, wow, we're going to have big shifts in June. Big shifts. It will be the new story. Okay, so you can take these messages as a full-on. So maybe next summer, which June is summer, logically. And it's happening now and next June. So you could take it as a full-on message. Trust your intuition with whatever Spirit is telling you. That's the biggest truth of all, because remember, this is a general message and will not resonate with everyone. I just want to take 3 Lenormand on these messages, these regrets, these emotional regrets relative to the past, and this opportune moment, this offering, which is still at the page energy. But there are, remember, the page is very, you could see that it's like he's taking out his heart and he's offering it. That is the biggest sacrifice of all, isn't it? Whatever is on offer, it is a major sacrifice, I would say here. We've got the divine feminine. Most of you here are inclined towards the more yin energy. If you're a yang energy, then this could be the person that you're interested in. We've got the book, and the book is a Pisces energy. Could relate to lessons or secrets or illusions, right? Or something that is closing up, possibly. And we've got the flowers. So it's as though there's an opportunity here. There's an offering here. It could be a romantic or a creative offer that's going to close up a story from the past, or that's going to be complete, possibly also as long as Neptune and Saturn are transiting Pisces. That could be the end of the story. So we could be looking again to the month of February when, we're going to finish up with a Pisces story here. So this divine feminine turns her back to things that she is not certain about, things that are unknown. It's like she's leaving it up to Spirit, and she will have a surprise with the flowers here. The flowers, of course, could be romance. So this could be a romantic offer as well. And it's a 9. So pay attention to the 9th of the month. It speaks to spring. So spring speaks to blooming. If you're in the southern hemisphere, obviously, you're in spring. And the bouquet is a Jupiter and Sagittarius energies. So there could be themes that will be revealed. Jupiter and Sag something to do with long distance as well. Or someone is seeing their true, their own truth, right? They're seeing the bigger picture, Jupiter and Sagittarius. That is beautiful. So 11, 8, and 9. 11, 8. The 8th of the 11th. Or the 11th of August. And then 9, which would have been September. Look to those dates. What was going on back then for you? I love that we finish off with the 9, though, because that is like a completion point, right? So we go from the 8 to the 9. And the 11 could be an open portal, an opportunity as well. An opening around the 8th and the 9th of the 11th. So what's at the bottom? Keep the faith. We've got the cross here. Keep the faith. We've got another 9 here. And the cross could be just suffering the next 2-3 weeks. After that, it's different. The energies will be very different. Because the cross can speak to heavy convictions and suffering and burdens. But also speaks to principles and duty. Some of you may also have felt as though there's been a lack of justice or fairness, right? Because this is the energy of Black Moon Lilith. And she demanded respect. She was penalized. Remember, Pisces speaks to suffering and dealing with karma, needing to release or work through karma. So maybe some of you have felt as though you've had, you've had a bout of bad luck recently. I do feel that that will be changing. So in the next 2-3 weeks, don't forget to keep the faith here. And it can be quite conflictual until the end of the month of November, let's say. Beneath that is the garden. And the garden could speak to a meeting or someone's reputation change. There's conflict here with a whip. Remember the harsh words. Just speak with love. Speak with confidence. As I said, the emotions will be running high. Whatever is happening, my dear friends, there will be opportune moments. We've got wonderful energies coming through from the divine, from up above. You need to grab those opportunities, but you also need to overcome any fears and not keep falling into the same cycle again and again and expect a different outcome, all right? It's your choice. It's all up to you. All right, love and light to all of you. Thank you so much for connecting with us today. For our dear patrons, I'm working on the readings on Patreon, the individual love readings. And I think that's it. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, as it does help the channel stay afloat. We'll be back with more. Do connect with us tomorrow with the love reading, the Twin Flame Soulmate love reading. So give me a couple more days for the Patreon love readings. Thank you. Special thanks to our patrons for their support. Love you all lots.